Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. We have returned to the Ifa tree to track down Kuja, and that is just what we are going to get here in a minute. Oh, and Amarant is with us now as well. And that's it, that's the call of the silver dragon that Kuja rides. You can see him heading off to the Ifa tree in the distance. Here we go. You get this "We Will Rock You" theme, the darkness of eternity. And Kuja is always— oh, yeah! Oh, I can't wait till we get to the final version of this theme. Alright, so we're given the option to change party members again, to go to the menu to prepare. Gives you the impression that you're going up to something really big, really climactic, and this is indeed going to be the finale of Disc 2 of FF9. I was saying Kuja's up there astride his silver dragon, just being fabulous and operatic as usual. And this shot from below, looking up at the canopy of the tree, is so good for conveying this sense of scale. They even layer the scene really well, so you get this this big not the trunk, this branch in the foreground to give you a little bit more perspective for how big the main body of the tree is in the background. And then it all goes still for a second as they wonder how they're gonna get to the trunk. And Amarant just being really abrasive. Holy shit, the wind's going nuts outside. This is gonna be one of those days where I wonder whether or not this recording is gonna be interrupted by a power outage. So Zidane's plan here is to go and pick the gargant grass and get one of the gargants to carry them to the trunk. Amarant has a much more direct approach, and it's a pretty good one. He's just going to take each of the child characters, Vivi and Aiko, in either arm, and climb and jump in a pretty impressive display of strength. And that leaves Zidane and Dagger. Oh yeah, the providence of nature is strength. This is a very anime monologue. Like, it's a very Japanese might makes right kind of series of characterizations going on here with Kuja. And Amarant is actually a lot like that as well. He respects nothing more than strength. Might makes right. It's the only thing that really gets his attention and compels him to even see anything in Zidane worth following. So as we gear up to confront Kuja finally, I want to point out that this game was a joint effort between the main Square studio in Japan and what was then Square USA. They compromised and worked out like how they were going to collaborate on this game by working out of a studio in Hawaii for FF9. And a lot of the staff remained behind in Japan, but there was a good mix of Japanese and American staff members who lived out of Hawaii for a little bit. And there's some subtle nods in this game too. Like the Aloha set of gear that you can get. There's like a substantial amount of the art and development was actually put in Western hands for this one. More than you would probably ever expect for a mainline Final Fantasy from this era, especially. So Kuja's just kind of confirming what we know about the mist, how the black mages were made, and him pushing Brahne just that little bit to commit all those atrocities, to go to war. It just gave her the push she needed and some of the power that she needed. Although he's still being very cagey about his actual motivations for why, because he clearly doesn't believe in her ideals or what she wants out of this. And in fact, there's a pretty big schism that's formed between them. Kuja is kind of representing his own faction in this fight now. It's Brahne and Alexandria on one hand, our protagonists, and Kuja, all kind of pitted against one another. What he actually gets out of this, what his goals are, we still have no idea about. We'll learn a little bit more about Kuja as this progresses. As this scene progresses, I should say. And this is a really exciting moment, this battle transition, because it's you and Kuja, right? No. It's actually super disappointing. Because these are just some of his, well, monstrous mastodons. It's a cute pun for an ugly monster. They don't, that I remember, do anything special. There are some status effects. I think sleep might be one of them, blind or poison might be the other. It's nothing really notable, though. They are just regular monsters with regular monster health pools. One more hit will take that one out. Right? Yeah, and a 90 damage headbutt. It's nothing. But hey, maybe they're building up to a more bombastic finale for this disc, a more climactic fight, you know? That didn't even need to go off between the regen on Aiko and auto potions. I thought I was gonna need that group heal. Nope. We can also just kind of instant kill these because they are undead, so we can kill them with Phoenix Downs, elixirs, life, and so on. But I wanted to play. Amaranth has a pretty good plan here, suggesting that they let Kuja and Brahne fight it out, and then just pick the bones. And even though Kuja is accompanied by just a couple of monsters like the Mastodons, Amaranth's still betting money on Kuja there. By the way, Amaranth's abilities, the main ones are right now are Gill Toss, which just converts some of your money into damage. And he can throw any weapons you have. So he has a ranged physical attack on top of his fist weapons and claw weapon melees. So Garnet, even though her mother is doing all of these horrible things and committing all of these war crimes, she's not ready to completely abandon her and watch her die. Another disappointing Mastodon fight. Garnet is going to try to go and harness the power of the Eidolon that we learned was sealed here. This is a really good series of views, though, especially this one! Oh, it's terrific! And all the while, you just keep hoping this is building up to a bigger, better fight. All of these Mastodons being thrown at you. Oh, I thought there would be one more. And you can tell by the shape who or what that's gonna be. Oh, hell yeah. God, this is one of my favorite iterations of this one, too. So you know that scene early in the game when Zidane and the Tantalus crew are getting ready to kidnap Garnet from Alexandria Castle, but she runs past them on the stairway in her white mage hood? Zidane comes to a stop and he wonders who that cute, familiar-looking girl is. The original draft of the script was going to have him noticing not like her face, or how familiar or how cute she was, but her pendant as having the jewel that could summon Leviathan. I'm guessing it was revised to make the Eidolon's and Garnet's true nature as a summoner a little bit more mysterious. And also probably because they didn't need to set Leviathan up that far in advance. The Eidolons themselves don't actually play that big of a role in the story. Like, they don't enter into the picture proper until near the end of Disc 1 and towards, like, Disc 2. They're relevant throughout, it's just the actual summoning is not a thing for a long time in the story. That is such a shit's getting real moment when Bahamut shows up and only kind of grazes Kuja. Also, can we talk about his silver dragon? How beautiful it looks in the FMVs, like the way the scales scintillate and they're kind of iridescent. Oh, the in-game model doesn't do it justice. And you don't get to see the FMV version of the dragon that often. Like, it looks from a distance, the in-game model is kind of a dull silver, and this one is green with these, you know, reddish and purple tints on the wings. Oh, but the FMV version looks brilliant. The final act will take us away from Gaia, and I will kill my enemies with my own with my own hands. I don't know why Bahamut attacked the ones who summoned him, but we found Queen Brahne on the beach next to her escape pod. She could hardly move, and I thought she'd come to a stop any second. Come to a stop. I hate Kuja a lot, but I hate Brahne a lot too, so much that I wanted this to happen. I should be happy, but once I saw Dagger start to cry, I didn't know how to feel. Kind of wanted to cry too. So that same eye that Garnet saw in the flashback when she was in the cove in Madain Sari shows up in the sky above the Aoife tree. Just like that, Bahamut turns on Queen Brahne And now we're somewhere else. Ashore somewhere. Wompron slowly dies in front of Garnet. I led Alexandria down the path of ruin. The people will be happier with you on the throne. And she stops. We'll get our bearings next time as we start Disc 3.